The city of Lagos woke to another scorching morning, the kind that made the asphalt shimmer under the relentless sun. Yet inside Chief Adewale Ogunlai's mansion on Lagos Island, a storm of a different sort raged quietly. Money had always been his weapon, control his armor, and fear his servant. But the events of the past weeks had begun to unravel the empire he had built with sweat, power, and greed. Adesewa, his young wife, had fled. She was carrying a life he called a liability, a life he demanded she terminate. But she had chosen courage over obedience. At Funmi's modest flat on the mainland, she moved gracefully through a small world, cooking, organizing, and caring for the life growing inside her. Each day, she grew stronger, the warmth of genuine love from Funmi and Kunle filling spaces that money had never reached. Meanwhile, Adewale was consumed by rage and confusion. He prowled his marble corridors, shouting at his accountants, his staff, anyone who dared cross his path. But even as he commanded, he felt an unfamiliar emptiness, an emptiness that no amount of wealth could fill. One afternoon, determined to reclaim control, he drove out of his mansion in his sleek black car. His mind was a storm of anger, pride, and disbelief. Adesewa's defiance had cut deeper than any financial loss or betrayal. He clenched the steering wheel, muttering curses, his focus singular. Bring her back, restore his control, erase the humiliation. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. As he navigated the bustling Lagos roads, weaving past yellow Danfo buses and impatient motorcycles, a sudden swerve to avoid a reckless driver sent his luxury vehicle careening. The tires screeched, metal groaned, and the car collided violently with the guardrail. Time seemed to slow as shards of glass and twisted metal filled the air. When the dust settled, Adewale lay unconscious, blood trickling down his temple, the city continuing around him as if unaware. Onlookers screamed, some calling for help, while others gawked in stunned silence. The man who had always controlled everything now lay powerless, entirely at the mercy of strangers. Hours later, he awoke in a sterile hospital room, machines beeping softly, the air heavy with antiseptic. Pain shot through his body, but the sharper sensation was the gnawing realization. No amount of wealth could undo his loneliness, no bribes could replace the warmth of a wife's presence, no threats could resurrect the respect he had lost. A single visitor came, his friend Kunle, not a wealthy business associate, not a sycophantic employee, just Kunle, the man whose kindness and integrity had quietly impressed Adesewa. Kunle sat beside him, voice calm but firm. You have everything, Adewale, he said. Money, power, respect on paper, but what do you have when your wife leaves, when your family isn't around? What does wealth matter if the people you care for walk away? Adewale's pride burned at first, but Kunle's words pierced deeper than any rebuke, deeper than the sharpest slap of reality he had ever faced. Family, love, respect. These are not bought with money. They are earned, protected, cherished. For the first time in his life, Adewale felt the truth of those words. He closed his eyes, imagining Adesewa's face, the soft curve of her smile, the gentle way she had moved through his mansion, despite feeling trapped. A lifetime of greed and control seemed meaningless against the image of her courage and dignity. When he recovered, his first thought was not of wealth, not of business deals, not of status. It was of her. He needed to find her, to apologize, to make amends, to rebuild what he had broken. And when he did, he found her standing with a quiet dignity, hands gently on her belly, eyes steady yet wary. He fell to his knees before her, not as a billionaire, not as a man used to commanding obedience, but as someone stripped bare by life's cruel lessons. I was wrong, Adesewa, he whispered, voice shaking. I let my greed, my pride, and my fear of expense steal from you what you deserved. Please, forgive me. Tears welled in her eyes, but so did relief. It's not just about forgiveness, she said softly. It's about change. If you truly mean it, show it. Show that love is stronger than money, and he did. Adewale bought her a new car, filled their home with thoughtful gifts, and more importantly, he changed. He nurtured their love, supported her dreams, and welcomed the life growing inside her. In time, their family grew, 3 children laughing, playing, and filling the mansion with a warmth no wealth could buy. For the first time, Chief Adewale Ogunle understood that true power lay not in controlling others with money, but in loving fiercely, giving generously, and cherishing what truly matters. The crash had nearly taken him, but it gave him something far greater: a heart awakened, a family restored, and a life redeemed.